And we're back in 3, 2, 1, action!
Live from New York, it's Saturday night.
Say you want to be a fucking YouTuber. Put the palette down.
Don't be mean to me, sir. Insert greeting here. My name is Ling. Oh, sorry. Read the cue card wrong. Stop! Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ling, and this is my new plant, Wilson. It's a snake plant. I hear they're hard to kill, given that I kill all my plants. Anyways, appeared out of nowhere, magic, almost like I'm a witch. And today's video is going to be all about the Subculture Palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. 3 looks that I've created using this, and they're more or less on the fun side. I know people have done really gorgeous, you know, natural looks on this, but I wanted to play with how fun the colors are and the like selection of the shades in this palette. So if you want to know how to get this look and 2 others, then just keep watching. Alright, now we're gonna reach into this Subculture Palette. The first thing I'm gonna do is prime my eyeballs with Urban Decay Primer Potion. I'm just gonna rub a little bit on and then blend it in with my fingers. Melt it in. I'm just gonna set what I just put down with a little bit of powder so that everything will blend out easily. First shade I'm taking as a transition shade is gonna be Edge. Yay. I'm gonna go into Roxy, tap off the excess, and I'm just going to go maybe kind of in the middle of that crease. I just want to bring in a pop of color. It's a nice kind of peachy pink orange shade. I think it's real cute. Whenever I see the name Roxy, I think of like the brand Roxy. Surfers! We're gonna tap into Axis, and I'm gonna place this on the outer corner of my eye and start blending out in kind of a cat eye kind of a motion. It's kind of easier to tap on the color that you have and then slowly blend it out. Focus still. I'm gonna take the shade All Star very lightly because this thing is pigmented, and I'm going to place it right next to Axis. So I wanted to kind of create like a path here because it's going to be such a dramatic look. So we're just going to follow kind of a line like this, if you see what I mean. I am taking the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Cashmere, like my favorite sweaters. And I'm going to draw, this is kind of like concealer, like what you would use for concealer when you want to do a cut crease or something, but I'm going to put down the shade Electric, and I'm first just gonna carve out the shape on my eye of where I want it to go. I'm gonna just go over that area that I had carved out and place that pigment on it. Oh, it's chunky. The texture of this shadow is like an it's like a color pop, like Super Shock shadow. The only thing is it's not, I feel like it's not pressed hard enough or like creamy enough. I feel like if I had put water or some kind of oil there. We're gonna take a little bit of concealer. Concealer works for you, whatever you don't care about really. Go in and we're kind of gonna like erase the work that we've done. You could probably even use a Q-tip and go in with makeup remover, but I'm just gonna do concealer. So it's pretty much just like a regular wing. The more dramatic, the better, because that way you can see the change. So we're gonna take that second color, All Star, and we're gonna use that as the first color for the liner. So you can start to see like the reverse happening. And so now we're gonna take the third color, Axis, or like the first color that we had put down, and we're gonna start making that the second color of the liner. We're gonna go actually a little bit beyond that, because when you put down electric, there's gonna be a nice gradient that happens when you put the color over. We're gonna take that jumbo eye pencil again, and I'm just gonna put a little bit onto that one detail brush. I don't really know what this is. It's a detailer brush, I'm so smart. I'm going to dip into electric and then begin that wing. So you see how when you put it on top of Axis, or yes, Axis, it has this interesting like effect. It looks like a blue-green, and I think that's sick. I'm gonna pretty much mimic the order that I put on top with a little bit of New Wave and Edge to begin. Going with Axis. Be really careful with this because we don't want to get it everywhere. I'm gonna mix a little bit of All Star just because I want it. There's a lot of green-blue happening. I want to bring in a little bit of purple. For a final touch, I'm going to take Cube on my pinky finger. Boom! Ooh. Here, I find that we've used... I just farted. Sorry, Leo, you're gonna have to smell the cabbage. Yeah, that's what I like, yeah! And then I'm gonna take Cube as well, and I'm just gonna highlight the brow bone. Because why not? This is a fucking dramatic look, and I just wanna be fucking dramatic, because I'm a theater man. I'm just gonna go pop on some lashes off camera, and I'm gonna show you the finished look. Smells like fish. For the second look, I am using the Modern Renaissance palette with the Subculture, given that the Subculture is the sister palette. So I thought it would be fun to maybe, you know, incorporate both of them. So we're gonna start off by priming the eyes with the Urban Decay Primer Potion. Bounce the hand on the eye, bounce the hand on the eye. Now we're just gonna set with a little bit of translucent powder. Just so everything goes on smoothly. Okay, so for the first shade, I want to take Roxy from the Subculture, and I want to do kind of a play with, I think, Electric. I'm gonna use the shade again for another look, but I love the shade so much. I think it's probably the star of the whole palette here, and I definitely want to play with the reds in the Modern Renaissance since that's what it's known for. So we're gonna do a mix of like a green and like red, but not Christmas. Balling! So the first shade I'm going into is gonna be Roxy in the Subculture palette. And I'm gonna use this as a transition shade. So now I'm gonna go into the Modern Renaissance. I'm kind of switching back and forth here. And I'm gonna take the shade Love Letter my favorites in the palette, and we're gonna do a halo eye, so we're just gonna start putting this color on the outer corner and the inner corner. Another Anastasia Beverly Hills palette that I had, I'm gonna bring it into the inner part of the eye. So it looks kind of wild right now, but don't worry, because now we're just gonna start blending it out. I'm gonna take the first brush that I had used previously with the Roxy shade and kind of sweep it all together so that they marry, like kind of marry the edges. Is that Love Letter shade once more, and I want to kind of blend it out and close off that top portion. And I think maybe to darken it a little bit, I'm gonna go into Venetian Red from Modern Renaissance. Center of the lid, I'm going to use again the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil and place it where I want most of the pigment to stand out, and kind of tap it in so it blends in with the rest of the eyes here. Trick now, and go over all the places that we just put that pigment down. Oh, I like this combination. And then just for the bottom, I'm going to put more of Love Letter on the lower lash line. Out with a little bit more of Roxy. Put some eyeliner on and then pop on some lashes and mascara, and I'll be back to show you the finished look. One final step, I'm going to use the Modern Renaissance palette again, and I wanted to add a little bit of highlight because you know I like inner corner highlight. And that completes this look.
Too far. Yeah.
So the first shade I'm going to go into is Dawn, just as a transition shade. And I'm going to create like a winged liner, except I want it to be super dramatic, so it's going to come back in. I don't know what that's called, but don't know the technical name of it, but that's what we're going to do. So I'm starting off first with what I would generally do for a regular winged eyeliner, just making it a little bit more dramatic. Shade, I'm gonna go in with Dawn once more and mix it in a little bit with Destiny. So these two, this kind of like muted army green, and I'm going to begin going back in, kind of like cutting the crease. So you can kind of see the shape of the liner starting to take form. Pretty much just like a sketch of what you'll want in the end. So when you fuck up, you know you're doing it wrong. You can probably use concealer if you want, and if you wanted to do this step first, that would have been okay as well. The only reason why I'm doing it after is because I think that I wanted to shape out the liner before I put on the pigment, so I could see what areas it needed to be in. We're just going to use like a flat brush and blend this out a little bit so that it's kind of even, and clean it up so that the edges are really crisp. Taking something that's a little bit more dense, going back into Cube, I'm really gonna try and push that in. I'm just gonna grab my Anastasia Beverly Hills. I'm gonna grab. I'm going to grab the Anastasia Moonchild palette. So this is a highlighting palette, but I figure because it kind of has that same kind of feel, like idea of cube, like the shade cube, I'm gonna take Pink Heart and I'm gonna try and go over the shadow I had just put down. Spruce it up because I think it's missing a little oomph. Add a little bit of glitter because who doesn't like glitter, am I right? Shut up. I'm just using my Urban Decay Heavy Metal Lava? Heavy Metal Liquid Glitter Eyeliner. Or it's just a glitter eyeliner. And this is the shade Spandex. What I'm wearing right now. What you wear under your skirt. Or dresses. Or just for fun. And I'm going to go over everything that I had just done with the shade Axis. Shade Untamed. I'm gonna bring it under to the lower lash line. Alright, so now I'm just gonna put on some lashes and I'll be right back. Pop on a lip color and show you the finished look. $1 million!
Fix your hair. Your tits aren't in the shot.
Oh, I just want them to be in the shot always. They're the star of the show. It's like the Princess Diaries reveal. And now you have a princess. Well, what did she do? She was like, or was what was like, oh, she was like, she didn't even know she was pretty. She was like, I'd be like, oh my god, I love your eyebrows. And then he puts the cucumbers on them.